Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
The Wednesday Letters page hopes that From Software's next game is set during the modern day, as one reader asks for a PlayStation vs Xbox fighting game. To join in with the discussions yourself, email gamecentral@metro.co.uk. Real-world graphics. Interesting to hear that ex-Rockstar developer talk about GTA 6 probably not being much different than GTA 5, which I imagine is probably true, since none of the games are very different to each other. What I don't really believe though is that anyone is going to be disappointed by it at first, despite what he said. I'm sure there'll be a backlash in time, as there is for almost anything, but I really think that the graphics being amazing will be enough for most people. We've seen arguments in both directions recently, when it comes to the importance of graphics, but, let's face it, it was all anyone was talking about after the trailer. It's especially important for GTA 6 because the whole series is about the realism and the immersion, and even when the gameplay was bad it didn't matter, because it's always been the closest you can get to a simulation of a real-world city. It seems obvious to me that GTA 6 is going to do that better than ever, so I really can't see it being a disappointment. Ansel. Small differences. I see that the Concord beta has been a flop on Steam, which is going to be unfortunate for Sony, given that Helldivers 2 was more popular on PC than PlayStation. As someone that thought Helldivers 2 was not that interesting, it's fine, I just gave up on it pretty quick. I'd still say that it was a lot more unique than Concord, which really could just be an alternative universe Overwatch for all the difference it made. If I was Sony, the lesson I would take here is that you don't have to be that different from the competition to do well, but you do have to have at least something that no other game does. To most people, being original doesn't mean a completely new idea, just presenting an existing one in a new light. I don't feel Concord meets even that relatively modest level. Collins. Ultimate crossover. Count me as another person that has no real skill at fighting games, and so doesn't play them often, but does admire both the games themselves and the people that play them. I also find the art and character designs to be very strong and interesting, even in Mortal Kombat. There is something about a good crossover that makes it extra exciting though, even as games like Fortnite leave me completely cold with their constant cameos. I guess it's because the game has actually been made with the mashup in mind, rather than just being the new skin edition of the week, but it's just a cool thing to see. Plus, if Microsoft goes fully multi-format, how long till we can have a PlayStation vs Xbox game? Zeiss. Email your comments to gamecentral@metro.co.uk. Imperfect timing. Microsoft betting its future on streaming is all well and good, but I still don't understand how they're going to get round the problem that people's broadband just isn't up to it. My sister lives in a major city in the UK, and even her broadband isn't that great, so I don't like to think what it must be like for rural areas. Especially as it's Microsoft, this seems like one of those occasions where the company is just going to completely ignore the reality of the situation and put something out too early, that is going to sour everyone on the idea for far longer than the period of time they needed to wait in the first place. I expect to be able to say "I told you so" within the next 12 months. Dawson. Fluctuating prices. I follow the sales every week on the Xbox store. One thing I've noticed over the years is that the sale price of a game often fluctuates up and down. I picked up Mortal Kombat XL for £10.50 years ago, for example, but the last time I saw it was on sale recently it was £15-ish. I've noticed this happen with quite a few games. I've often waited for a game to be cheaper in the next sale, and it's actually gone up in price, on sale, so it would have often been better to buy the first it was on offer. It should be easy to assume that each time a game goes on sale that either the price stays similar or gets cheaper each time it's offered on sale, but that's not always the case with games on the Xbox store, and I wonder why. Chowsphere. P.S. There is a huge summer sale on the Xbox store with hundreds of games on offer. I've noticed that GC will us.